Hello everyone, it's Blake from Formullama again. We're back. Part 2 of the Can We Retain Our Formula Car A licence? Following on from, if you've seen it, the last video that went up, which was the F1600 round brand hatch. Part 2 is a bit of a giveaway if you haven't already seen it. We've retained our A licence by 5 singular points of safety rating. So we come in with a 1.05.
It takes it is clear. Push now. Okay, Blake, we've got 2 laps to get the job done, mate.
B-class licence. Go through MPR and all that again and work the safety rating back up to get the A-class licence back. So what better way to attempt to retain and build a buffer of our safety rating than jumping into an A-class car, the Formula 1 car from the A series, they're called. What we've done a Mercedes, I think it's the W13, the car that ran in the 2022 Formula 1 season. I jumped onto this probably with about 12 minutes to go, and I prioritised getting a whole 6 laps of practice in rather than painting it in Formullama colours. These cars are pretty unique on the system in terms of customizability, is that the right word? It's heavily restricted. It's an official Mercedes car, and they don't want their sort of Mercedes models from the wrong car plastic in, Red Bull or Ferrari liveries. A lot of them are just plain official Mercedes liveries, or you get a few base templates where you can mix up the colours, but you can't go putting on sponsors or having full reign over the car design. So that's why you'll see a lot of the cars reasonably plain looking in comparison to any other car in service. This is the full length series. They call it the Grand Prix Tour. So it's going to be, I think, about 53 laps of Suzuka. It's a fantastic race course. One of the most technical on the calendar. It's one of the big classics up there with Spa, Silverstone. A real test of car and driver. The more you can attack it, the more you'll be rewarded. Proper old school with grass and gravel, not having loads of runoff to save you. Which means you've got to be very careful with off tracks because they're going to be easy to pick up. There are a few death curves on the exit of this corner in particular, just when you're trying to pick up the throttle if you're sitting on the curb wrong. That bit hit me a couple of times. This is by far my weakest corner on the calendar. On the racetrack. Arguably the whole calendar. It is one I've never really seen to master even I've been driving this circuit for nigh on 20 years. This is normally in the week-to-week series. This is a class restricted. So technically, I'm potentially going to lose the ability to drive this. However, for the full-length season, the Tour series, they do to increase participation. They open up to C-class drivers. So you are going to have people in this lobby that potentially don't really drive this car very often.
The track temperature's rising. It's now
it just adds to the peril, really. I drove this quite a lot midway through last season, but I've since then moved on to sort of the Indy car and ventured into the Clios and the touring cars, so I'm pretty rusty round in this cockpit. So I'm expecting to grow and get quicker as the race goes on. I did jump into this for round 2. This is round 3 of the season. It kind of mirrors the real F1 season. It's the first time it's been an actual track match. First few rounds, Bahrain and Saudi. Oh no, it must be round 4. Sorry. Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and Melbourne, Australia were the first 3 races on the F1 calendar in real life. Those circuits don't appear on iRacing yet. They were replaced by toss of memory. Nürburgring replaced Bahrain. I just wasn't around for that one. Virginia Raceway replaced Saudi Arabia. I did hop in on that race again, pretty minimal practice. A lot of people were throwing it off the track. And then Phillip Island, another Australian circuit, replaced Melbourne. I haven't got that car. But I do want to do a bit more of this. You might see a bit more of this car on this channel this week. The Formula 1 season gets into the sort of European leg of circuits where they're a lot more Visible on iRacing, the top circuit will match up. You have like Silverstone, Barcelona, Austria. Hockenheim's probably going to be in there as a replacement for something.
17th place.
One lap of fuel left. All right, there's checkered flag.
Wasn't overly paying attention to pushing on that qualifying lap. So I've got 2 clean laps. 3 if you count me out that. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a fully representative time from me. Not that I'd have been challenging anywhere up there. I think I'd probably warmed up and hot on it. I'd like to think I'd probably be around. I was going to say the high 30s. They're kind of no one's actually in the 31. That just jumps from the 32s to the 30s. But I see Paul Reagan down there. Unless he's still got a second lap to do. He's no, it was his best lap. He's normally up there with Luke. The names I sort of recognise: Nick, Carol, Paul, Luke. They are very, very quick in these cars. Tom, Lennox Brown. I want to say I recognise his name from the Clios as well, actually.
That's the end of the session.
Oh, Adrian.
17.
Adrian's a regular. He's almost like the admin, the iRacing community representative. You see Adrian's name a lot in the forums and in the Discord of this car. Yes, 53 laps. Follows the F1 rules, so it's just you start with a full tank of fuel, so the first few laps are very, very difficult. No refueling mid-race. You do have a mandatory pit stop because, as it says up here, you have a compound swap, so you do have your choice of your soft, medium and hard tyres. I think generally it's going to be either a 1 stop or a 2 stop. It's either going to be medium, soft, or some people might go for sort of a hard and a soft. Might be interesting to see what some of the leaders do around here, because there's going to be a big field spread, and obviously it's not the easiest track to overtake on. So 2 stop, obviously you got the extra hassle of getting past cars, but if equally they are sufficiently quick enough, that might help. I was going to start from the pit lane in all honesty, but I think we're just going to let fate decide. I am terrified of losing the licence. I'd rather lose the licence doing, say, the whole 53 laps than just being messy. Although, to be fair, I think if I survive the 53 laps, I'd do very well to lose the licence. So we're going to start. We're just going to do very, very carefully the first few laps. Let the race come to us. Let the pace build in naturally, as I get more comfortable with the car again.
Good luck, everyone.
Keep the front wing clean. Hopefully, everyone else has the same mentality. It's a very, very tricky car to drive, this. It's got so much power. There's the reason it's restricted to the A class. It is the top of the Formula. Top of the Formula pyramid.
The track temp is 37. The air temp is
a big step up from the IndyCar, I would say, as well.
Laps. Okay, Blake, get ready.
Green flag, green flag.
Nice and so steady with the throttle inputs. Thought someone wasn't moving up ahead, someone's trying to go straight through the middle. The number 2 car, so not qualified. Hope he stays out wide.
On your right, clear on the right.
Really, really tippy toe, cold tyres, full tanks of fuel. Varying abilities through some tricky corners. If I can get up to speed in a reasonable time, I think I can get top 10. Like if I can ease my way back into my usual, at the pace of training previous season. Gotta make sure I'm not getting mullered from behind. This is going to be a tricky corner. People getting a bit brave on the brakes, going for gaps. Thankfully, I think the curb may have caught him. Oh, he's exited stage left. Yeah, you can't just put your foot down on the throttle. Yeah, this car, even though the Indy car is sort of the premier American open wheeler, I find that so much more predictable and easy to drive than this. Once you're familiar with this car, it is a dream. You really do feel connected with it. It really rewards pushing. It's easy to underdrive this and suffer. Yeah, the IndyCar is a bit less snappy once you put your foot down on the loud pedal, as Martin Brundle would say. hopefully he's the safer rejoin. So we started P17, we took it extremely easy off the line.
Okay, Blake, there'll be chances here. Let's make sure we can take them. 14th.
Car does have 8 gears, but the way it is mapped on iRacing, you only really use the 8th gear when you've got your DRS open. But it's the 1 gear ratio, or well, in the fixed series anyway. I'm not sure if they've mapped it so it's the identical gear ratio to real life, where they have one for the whole season. But they have the same sort of gear ratio to cover themselves at, say, a Monaco or a Monza. The RS is about the only tool to use. In the Open Series, you also have the battery management, so the ERS system. So the deploy in the top left of the steering wheel, it's the deploy 4. You get to change the battery setting 4 times and all that. Between sort of charging the battery up, just a regular usage, deploy everything and an overtake kind of setting. In the fixed series, it's quite kind of one thing I would change on the fix. I don't think it's overly complicated. I want to minimise all the extra input drivers can have. Oh, blimey. That's what we're going to face. Surely got to slow down. Okay, come over. Yeah, so in the fixed setup, they just leave it in kind of a generic deploy. So you can't really use the battery to aid in overtaking. It's literally just the DRS. Which makes qualifying quite a pain as well, because you end up it sets you in sort of a quali battery map, which means even on your outback you're using loads of battery, so you don't actually have enough battery to last. Blimey, there's a big offer there. You don't have the battery to last the 2 push laps. So if you ever see me do more videos in this, and it's a fixed series race, what you'll see me do is basically use the first flying lap in quali as an extra warm-up lap, and just kind of not going beyond 90% throttle, because then I'm not going battery, so I've got all my battery for my second lap. Yeah, it's rather frustrating that it's not sort of set for 2 laps. This becomes a bit of a one-shot quali. Oh, Nick's gone.
The gap to Clark behind is now 0.7.
So far so good. We're clean, we've got gaps ahead and behind. I've got Adrian behind us now, he's on soft tyres, so he could come and join us. Generally well, historically, I have had the pace edge on Adrian, but I suppose I have to consider that he is a regular in the 9. So I'm by no means confident. Up 6 positions, going to struggle to get a huge much further. Oh, wow, there's one more. Perfect time.
Unbelievable, man.
And that was number 2 that was just taken out. That was a silly move. That was Tom as well. Tom better than that. I don't know if the other car potentially turned in on him. It looked like a reckless move. If Tom's got any damage, his front wing looks okay from this angle. You'd expect it to have been on the left hand side. Adrian is now within half second. He closed massively in the first second. Utilising them softer tyres.
Alright, Blake, don't be intimidated by this little shit. Make him work for it.
I certainly won't be over fighting that one. It always makes me smile when I see Adrian on track, because we have pretty much identical liveries, just coincidentally. Yeah, it's got 2.4 to the car back behind Adrian. He's done very well, up 11 places. And if he gets a run into turn 1, we're not going to defend. He's on the softer tyres now, we'll have the softer tyres later in the race. Hopefully. I seem to get through the chicane at the end of the lap better than he does. And then he pulls it all back through the S's, utilising the softer rubber. I can tell by how I'm driving, I'm really not attacking turn 1 enough. All in the name of not wanting to overcook it, because as soon as this car snaps, you're not saving it. The safety rating is the priority. We're going to have another Tom murder. All well behaved. Nice move in the end, a bit wiggly on the exit. He's actually lost the momentum now. Just in fact. Surely not going to have a dive at the inside of Spoon.
Okay, Blake, the next car is brown.
If he doesn't, just need to stay close enough and get the RS into turn 1.
Don't let this guy intimidate you.
Exactly what Adrian needs to do with me. Just needs to stay close enough. Quite in the DRS for us. I think the detection point was probably before braking for the chicane. It should be an easy move, it is. I have to check the schedule. Next week is China. China back on the calendar for the first time in Formula 1 since 2019. A lot of postponements and cancellations due to COVID everywhere around. China was a bit reluctant to let the other countries in. So that's back. But yeah, Shanghai circuit not on the iRacing platforms. Not sure what they've chosen for the Shanghai replacement. I want to perhaps say it's Portimao, but I might be wrong.
Alright, Blake, you're reeling this guy in.
I also have something in my head is telling me Portimao's later in the season. Whether they're going to use Mugello or something. I'll pop the fan on in my room, hopefully it doesn't overwhelm the mic.
What the hell, dude? I was going on the outside all the way, man. I still have space on the inside. Stupid.
Right, on the right side.
This guy's on the hard compound tyres, that's why he's struggling a bit.
Still there. Rate's clear.
We have all the space in the world, man, on the inside.
Nice and safe, taking into account the extra DRS speed. The worst thing in the world if Adrian takes another lap to get past that car.
Hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
I'm not driving as smoothly as I can be, and I think that is going to point me towards the end of the stint. So I think a 2-stop is definitely quite way for me to be there. These tyres are very easy to overheat. I'm going to start going to have understeer everywhere in a few laps, I suspect. Very heat sensitive.
The gap behind is now 1.0 seconds.
59. At risk of jinxing it, we are still at 0x. Adrian has not yet got past Carroll. Again, Carroll, he's not really going to overfight these positions, he's going to come back later in the race. If he's running the hard, one would suspect he was on a one-stop strategy. Not sure what the pit lane loss is in this series around here. I suspect it's kind of a 21 to 24 second. That's kind of the generic you can apply to most circuits.
That was a 134.7.
Adrian making the move this lap.
Lap times are pretty consistent. The gap to Brown ahead is increasing. It's now 2.0 seconds.
Making some inroads on the cars ahead the last lap, and then just seems to have tailed back up again. Actually, we're going to turn that back off. I remembered why I have it off, because I have it on the steering wheel. It's quite visible on the steering wheel with the monitor down. Adrian has wasted no time getting to me. Again, utilising that advantage you have on the tyres in the first sector.
Okay, Blake, don't let this guy distract you.
Perhaps not being overly quick in the final sector. So we can see P6. I dare say P6 is probably a bit ambitious, but as long as we can see him. I think I shifted up an extra gear there, and then that let me outsink my downshift. Yeah, we could see P6, so as long as we can see him, we have to count ourselves in the fight, especially if we're positive that we're going to get better metal in the car. Next move. Nice and simple. Line through there, we're going to run out wide. Bit of momentum. Okay. There to get a moment's peace to relax around here. Boy, it's such a well-valued track. Is Adrian going to launch off the hairpin? Probably not. I've raced with Adrian quite a lot in the past. He's a very respected driver. Most of the people in this lobby I've been extra cautious and probably gone defensive, but I didn't feel the need to there. Adrian's a very sensible driver. His mentality is you've got to get to the flag to get a good result. Not quite sure, he gets so close into the middle of the lap and can't seem to stick with me. Say that. I had a little lock up into the chicane and a little wobble on the edge there. Still not particularly all over. You can take it, Adrian.
Just done at 135.7.
Right side, clear right side.
Different strategies.
We'll get this guy.
It might actually work out better for me to just hopefully be dragged up to the cars ahead if I can stick with them. So by and large, I do think again, I'm conscious of
10th position.
got to be can't be too historic, but I'd normally say my pace is normally enough to get Adrian over the course of the race. Given we're 10 laps in already, and he's had the better of the tyres, and within touching distance, okay, started down the order, but part of it, so it should be advantages later in the race. I should really think about when I want to hit. What was it? It's 53 lap race. So how best to break it up? We go 23 laps on the that gives us 15 laps on each soft spin. That seems reasonable as a benchmark. So we'll aim for around that time, the early lap 20s, and then see what the leaders are doing. If I'm being too conservative or a bit too ambitious. We'll also be aided, of course, by seeing when Adrian pits from his stop.
The gap to Clark in front is now 0.8.
No damage, car looks clean.
Tom has made his way up to P6, so that's perhaps where we see P6 get out of sight. P7 and 8 then. Hopefully they're manageable. Cold tyres are lethal in this thing as well. Do not be surprised if you see people now pit and then suddenly facing sideways or face planting the barrier. They do take a while to warm up. Hence why I was so cautious on them first couple of laps on the medium. It would have been even harder on the hard.
The driver in front of us is Clark.
I wouldn't be wanting to put on hard mid-race via a pit stop, at least for the first couple of laps of a race in general. Everyone's quite sensitive. everyone's bunched up naturally, you're not over pushing the tyres. Well, I think we're going to lose the DRS this lap. We might just keep it actually. Overlay's saying it's just over 9/10. Can't remember where the detection point is. I think it's just before the chicane. Your line. Might be that. Oh, I've gone in deep. So even if I've got the DRS, which we haven't actually. Yeah,
the gap behind is now 1.1
too far back anyway.
Sector 3 is 0.8 off the pace.
Hopefully Tom's not going to be dragging the other cars away. We've got the pace in the car. I still feel I'm driving at 90%. Certainly feeling the tyres be a lot less responsive now. I'll tell you what, just for all the he's coming back to us on them hards, more durable tyre. How many have we lost in this race so far? 4. Oh, which means number 2 that was punted off the incident we saw at turn 1, he's still going now. They're in P17. Let's try and get back into the low 35s that time wise, I think. Ahead of Adrian's team a bit closer because they're battling. Yeah, Tom's well up the road now. What was that time? 35.2, that's a bit more like it. Tom was at 35.4 and it's 36 for the 2 ahead of Adrian. Didn't need the upshift 6 there. Just an extra thing to faff around with. Oh, he edged away from Carol by a second as well, seems to have had an issue. It really feels the strain on my eyes going through that first sector. The speed and constant change in environment in the background. Sign of getting old, ripe old age of early 30s. We might be about to have a fun little pack. Adrian, I think, has now latched onto them. Yes, he has. We're only a couple of tenths away from getting DRS, so if they go further up in the chicane again.
The gap to Clark ahead is now 1.2.
Seems to be fairly well behaved. You see what I mean about the liveries, you know, you don't get your old school F1 throwbacks that someone's recreated and everything like that.
The lap time was at 1:35.2.
Travis, you are lagging as fuck.
Careful. Nearly there. I think we should get it through the rest of the lap, being able to run our lines. A bit shy getting on the throttle there. I was so worried about spinning the rear that we're actually back out of DRS. Just need Adrian to be held up a little bit through Spoon. Yeah, getting very racy. I think I should have the exit. Got the slipstream. Where is the detection point? That's the thing that's losing me. I'm losing time here.
The gap to Clark ahead is now
Should be close enough. Wait for the green light. There it is. Yeah, the top left of the steering wheel is a green light, which means that I'm in. It's close enough in DRS activation. When it goes 2 lights, it means you can use it. And 4 lights means active. Roll behind, I've nipped the chicane, so we've got a nice 6-second buffer. Tom has definitely left this. Oh, car gone off. Oh, it's a car at the front of the train. Not the one I'd have expected. Take another position. P9. He still hasn't got to go. Oh, he has just got to go in. He's now 7 seconds back. E7 is on in this race. Oh, that's on my connection. Oh, it is, I think. Maybe it's set to back down. Notice the owl went a bit orange. They've driven it into there. Oh, it's tiring, it is a workout. We're only about a quarter of the way through. Again, time tyres are going up. Look at how much we lost there. We've got the DRS to close back up a little.
E9.
Successful move by Adrian. How much life has he still got and then soft to get up the road?
6.2.
Comes to the question now. What he gains against what we claw back later in the race. All about what traffic he emerges into. Whoever's leading is comfortably clear.
The leader, Parker, is pitting.
Parker, and he's in the pits. Maybe he's starting the soft spin. I see a huge lead. Adrian has nearly dropped blue car out of DRS, but not yet. We will do now. We could have a run, but we don't have the DRS, so now it's just natural momentum. Oh, he has got the DRS. Oh, yeah, that was, yeah, of course, he was in the section.
That was 135.8.
That was his one time of DRS, he's definitely lost it now.
Is it even worth it to go to the hard tires or just medium, soft, medium?
Just one top it.
One stop it with that. Struggling now. Can't really. I don't want to have a look at the spoon. Losing loads of time to Adrian.
Blake. You need to pass this track. You're losing too much time.
8 in a little. I wasn't going to make the move because I wanted the DRS. We had a shoddy exit. Still have the overspeed. Yeah.
Fucking excellent pass. Nice one, mate.
P8. I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to, but we've got to try and drop him out of the DRS so we can't break that.
Oh, it's doing that thing where I have to hit twice in order to change the tyres. What the fuck?
The gap behind is now 0.5.
That's put me down to last place, that's lovely. Anyone else got that problem? Where you hit the first time and it just doesn't let you switch your tyres.
Defend your position. Don't let him through.
I've ever had it not.
Sorry, I haven't seen that myself.
No, I've never seen it not let you change the tyres.
A few people in my race at Virginia Raceway a month ago had it as well. They pitted and then it didn't work and they pitted again and it replaced them. Which is already annoying seeing as no one's retiring, so now I'm also 40 seconds down. iRacing is broken.
Adrian in.
Fastest lap for Parker, 132.6.
And the car behind had a Porsche game, so he's got DRS this lap, he's not going to make it the 8-10.
P7.
Right, that's some big laps now. Trying to consolidate this position. Still 0x. Really, really good for the safety rating this so far. This will be where the... Oh, don't say it. Just as the word, this video is probably now about to get a little boring with that one now. We've very nearly binned it. Seven seconds behind Tom, he seems too quick, as does everyone ahead. So yeah, it's all about defending this position now. Pending any dramas or not incidents ahead. Adrian's come out 22 seconds behind, so that's sort of the rough gap.
Definitely click the replay and send it to iRacing Support so they can take a look at it. If you
He's
can,
come out
please,
relatively
that'd be great.
clean now. He's about 4 seconds behind a 2-car
I'll
battle.
try to remember to do that after the race.
Thanks. The replays have a lot of debug information in them so they can really help with the devs to fix issues like that.
Yeah, but they never seem to fix the issue of I have no damage, but it still says too much damage we're done. I'm sure you can relate to that. But yeah, we'll see if we can get that sent, then we get them to fix it.
All pit stops up ahead. Temporarily
It only
enjoy
does it to some of the
driving
drivers,
P5.
not even the entire grid, so it's really a disadvantage.
Absolutely agree.
The gap behind is now 6.3.
Oh. If Adrian pitted lap 18, would he potentially do a 1-stop 35 laps in the medium?
The leader's pitting now.
Bastian. Bit of a glitch there, saying he's only
Didn't like
laps
Lapsinger
on his tyre.
retire in the race yesterday or something? I'm impressed that we're all still going.
Give it time. It's easy for concentration to wane round. Yeah.
Okay, Blake, there's a car
Barely get a
exiting
moment
pit,
to rest.
hands up.
I think that's the outer stuff.
Awesome stuff, mate. Keep it coming. P4.
Another front runner not far behind. It will not fight them in any way. Giving me a little gauge for what to do with tyres. Mediums feel okay, but it's going to be the benefit you get on the new tyres with the fuel terms up.
The gap in front has increased to
Lapping
3.4 seconds.
1.2 off my PD. That's just tyre wear on the set mediums, let alone brand new softs. Start going 2.5 seconds a lap quicker. You only need 8 of them and you've made good stuff. At this lap it'll be 16 laps on the softs twice. I think we might do that. We might do that. I don't want to give too much to Adrian.
I barely hit the wall and turned the wing completely broke. That's lovely.
Everyone has stopped now, so it'd be silly really for me to be in the car still going.
The gap behind has now decreased to 1.6.
Oh, we just got away with the speeding.
Box in, 5, 4,
I think we overcompensated on the once we were in the pit
box
lane.
now.
Right here.
Oh, front right is down to 48%.
That did go.
That's actually a bit concerning. But then go and do a long run on the softs. We can always do medium softs with them.
There's traffic approaching. Watch your mirrors.
We're back behind the blue car, but we're going to have 3 laps fresh of tyres. Really tiptoeing. Yeah, so the rears weren't too bad, but the fronts were pretty much half worn. They didn't feel horrendous, you could definitely tell they were worn, but they didn't feel dreadful. Yeah, we get on the softs and then decide what we want to do second. Then definitely what we do second. Tyre wear is particularly bad. We can always have a 12 lap bash on the softs and then go and do another 18 or so on the mediums. So the number 1 car's gone hard. Who's been from moving hard since the 1 stop? Most of the rest of the field are on the 2 stop. But I had no interest in running the hard, knowing how difficult it is to get them to temperature. So blue car,
P11.
Angel, length move on Adrian, they're 5 seconds up the road. Tyres still won't be fully up to temperature yet, but we are going to push a lot more see if we can start making some inroads. That's quite a big gap they've managed to pull. Perhaps I was caught napping a little there in terms of strategy, so not knowing, lack of practice. To do with Angel getting out of DRS pretty rapidly, so Adrian's not getting towed along. Okay, so we're already 1.2 up on RPD. And bear in mind before the pit stop we were lapping 1.2 behind RPD. So yeah, that's already the sort of 2.5 second swing last time. Maybe we get rid of that.
The gap to Gonzalez behind is now 3.6 seconds.
Yeah, we were probably a bit slow to pit there, but then if the softs are going to drop off at a similar rate, We've got tyres that are a few laps younger. Come back to us. Yeah, 1.7 second gain. 132.9, 34.2 from Adrian, 32.2 from Angel. Caveat that he did have the DRS down for straight line speed.
Okay, Blake, you're reeling Clark in. The gap is 3.5 seconds.
And the extra temperature he'd have had in his tyres. So mine still aren't fully there. That's demonstrated by being another 3 tenths up through the S's. This is a dangerous part of the race where trying to push to close the gap just invites a mistake. Adrian is getting noticeably closer now. I think I've been making the game from Angel. Oh, where's that one? The front runner? And he's got 11 laps on his tyres. He can outstink somewhere. 34.8. I think that's someone that is out of sync. That's not someone in the P6 battle, which it should turn back into. Oh, P7, sorry. P7.
Okay, Blake, the next car is Clark.
New fast left for you.
32.6, 33.5 for Angel, yeah. So. Hopefully we're not overworking the tyres, we most likely are, but I almost feel like we need to.
You're reeling Clark.
It's a good test. I'd rather do it now, see that I need to rein it in a little in the second stint then. Go too soft and then leave so much time on the table. Oh, there's the death curve. I think I've invested up there now. We've got Carroll in P7 who's yet to stop. 24 laps on his hard tyres. I imagined we would stop soon, but if he goes much longer, we're all going to have to get past him on fresh tyres. We're also going to bunch things up. Travis has got reasonable pace as a back marker. He'd have thought 5 laps down P20 just him out of the way. Let's see. Got the DRS, is he going to try and unlock himself?
P11.
Yes.
Unbelievable. 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 Yeah.
Are you out? Do you have damage or something? What happened?
¿Qué te pasó, David?
You guys still going now or no?
All of a sudden the circuit's got extremely populated in it. On Adrian, don't get too defensive, I was never going to have a move around here. Much as I'd like to go up the inside of 130, I need the DRS. Just going to stick behind.
Right's clear, good
You're on the right.
On Adrian. Maybe 3 of our races this.
Right side. Right side's clear.
You're on the right.
Passing already.
On your right. Still there.
Sorry, Blake, I think that
You're on the right.
needed to.
Well done, Blake. Good pass. Nice front.
Ah, you're all good, pal. I mean, loads of respect for Adrian. The P10. So, what's still got to play out then? Because I thought we were next to 7.
Gap 2
So,
Clark
we've
behind
got
us now.
Carrol
0.8.
still to pit. This guy ahead, he's had a stink. Still to pit. I suppose he'd pass to the battle. He's just going to be out of sync on the tyres at this point of the race. Then he's going to get another run for Angel has cleared Carrol and the pace has picked up again, I think. Ray's on him. Oh, he's out of shape there.
Right side.
We're halfway
In the pit? So is he on my right? So he's on my right. Oh, I've got to turn DRS on.
He's still there. Light's clear.
Clear.
You're halfway home. Got plenty of fuel. P9. Good pass, mate. Fucking awesome.
Alright, so now we've got Carrol, who is on some very old tyres. That's going to absolutely tumble down. Already dropped Mustafa behind an Adrian. Soft tyres do feel good. Holding on so far. Adrian's had enough. Tempted to have a look at Spoon, but it's rather risky. Try and unsettle him.
You got one left side. Still there. He's still there. Keep digging. Still there. Clear on the left.
Clear on the left.
Ah, a bit of good entertainment for you.
Keep it up.
I was expecting to back out. Oh, Adrian's had to tow. He's probably
P8.
been
Your
what a
lap time
shame.
was at 134.5.
Yeah, I was expecting Carrol to actually back out of that chicane. I knew we'd go side by side through 130R. My reasoning was, even if I did get the DRS in the end, even if I didn't, I thought my fresher tyre would give me the drive off the chicane. I wouldn't really have it. It seemed to stay with me for the first part of the chicane and then back out for the second. Right, so P8, 4.5 seconds to Angel. Head back down.
The track temperature is decreasing. It's now 34 Celsius.
Let's get back into low 34s. If we can do 33s, that'd be even better. Surprisingly, we were only a tenth slower than Angel that last lap, despite a very compromised run from essentially Spoon to the start.
Adrian, were you not in the pits last lap? I thought I passed you already. Or did you have that same goal? Or am I just going crazy?
No, I think Adrian's only just towed. He was last in the pits 10 laps ago.
Ah, my relative is lying to me.
So 33 then, what did Angel do? 34.4, 35.4 comes in over number one car. What's up with him? Bad lap, something to keep an eye on. Yeah, Tom's passed him now. Maybe it was just Tom getting past actually if he had some side by side.
in front is now 3.6 seconds.
Oh, Danilo was on hards actually, yeah, that's why, so his pace will be slow, but he's not got the extra stops, hasn't he?
The gap behind's increased to 3.9 seconds.
Getting mediums out of the way early was good. Softs feel really, really nice, even if they are going off, they still feel nice as the full there. How ahead of the lap down at Calgary still is making his way back through and then knocking himself. He's got the pace, I'm happy. I'm not really going to lose him, probably if I get the right back behind him. I would expect him to move over, but if he wants to keep chipping away and getting to Angel, fine by me. Got mediums as well, so it's genuine good pace from Travis. Same age of tyres as me, so he's moved over.
That lap was at 1:33.
Cheers, Travis. I'm not sure he'd have actually been getting blue flags at that point, but maybe he saw that I'd closed back in on him and thought, well, they were inevitable. Maybe he's now going to try and use me just to keep progressing.
The gap in front is now 2.9.
33.7 for me, 34.5 for Angel, yeah, so got that pace advantage on him again. We showed towards the end of the first stint. So much of your lap time is this corner now. You lose so much if you start locking up and looking out wide. How's it going at the front? So Darren's still leading by 6 seconds. 18 seconds back to Paul. Paul's done well. After Paul qualifying. Got back Q3. 10th on the grid. Great progress. Saying good progress from ourselves. We're up 9. 2:17 to the 8. Oh, well, look at it, the biggest
0.6 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.4 off the pace.
Blue car's definitely getting closer. But they're not letting off Stitch and undercut on me this time. Full second a lap quicker than him. That's a surprise, isn't it? Bit of natural pace, bit of younger tyres coming, getting the reward now rather than the reward he got with the undercut. He's locked up there, which is only going to make the tyre issues compound. The more you lock them, the hotter they get, which makes them more liable to locking, which makes them a little hotter. Bit wide there, but nothing to worry about. Still a 0x, can we just point out. This is going to do wonders for our safety rating. 1.05, tell you what, we might be knocking on the door of 2s in a single race. Gap's down to 1.6. What did he do last lap? 34.6, 34.0 for me. Still big game. Tend to be on the back of him in 3 laps. Travis is dropping off now. Seems to have some mega pace, whether he used the tyres to unlock himself again. Really hesitate on the throttle there because I've gone too far over. A little messy from us, but still better than car ahead.
Is pitting.
Parker in the pits for his second stop. He went off medium 20 laps to go. I presume it's going to be another medium for him. In terms of iRacing, we're up 10, now that we're up to P8. Oh no, Parker's going on the softs.
The gap in front is now 0.9.
Good indication of how he feels they're going to hold up, and he's in the race lead. They're in DRS now. Not going to make the move this lap, too far back, but potential for next lap.
Your lap times are dropping off. Come on, you can do better than this.
Lines definitely aren't as tidy through the S's as mine now.
P8.
Come on, push, Mustafa.
The lead car's pitting.
That number 2 car never really came back. Luke's covering Parker for the pit stop. Brand new softs for him as well, you'd expect. Yeah, it was about 6 seconds.
Regni is leading the race.
Oh yeah, nice chicane. Hopefully should be a fairly standard lead into turn 1. Careful with the back end, picking the throttle. Little wiggle.
Alright, Blake, this
You're
back is
10th
holding
further
up.
back
Got
than
to
we'd
find your way
like,
past.
but
That
should
lap
still
was
be
at
sufficient.
134.8.
There is just no point defending.
Have it, nice one.
Try and minimise him getting us back straight away. Another face full of dirty air through the SS. Corollas finally pitted for last. So how a stint 34 laps.
This fucker's trying to distract you. Don't let
He's
him.
going on to the softs now. You think it'd be hard softs rather than hard mediums. Luke's about 10 seconds off actually.
The gap behind is now 0.8.
Sorry, I didn't need to make that difference.
Folks on our gap, 8 tenths. See if we can have a good spoon. Okay, pretty much matched us.
Parker is now leading.
So he's going to have the DRS. He's going to be too far back. He's going to let him draw back. He gets too excited into the chicane trying to get close, and it looks like he's going to do that.
There's a car leaving.
It's hard on the exit, so he is over a second back. He's got the DRS, he's walking back. But we only need to find a tenth or two on this next lap.
133.8. Sectors 2 and 3 are 0.6 off the pace. Sector 1 time's okay.
Pretty confident he will have dropped out of the DRS by the end of this lap. Whether that then trigger the pit stop. Yeah, in hindsight we went too long on their medium. Everyone's really pushing these softs. Obviously you can get away with more laps on the softs if it's all burnt up. Got to decide whether I hit this lap or if I push it one more. Why are we still in third gear though? There's 17 laps are asking the tyres to do. I think we need to do it. We need to cover the indicator, we can't risk it. We've got the speed, we don't want to risk having to overtake and without being a lesson advantage on the
The leader has
tyres.
just done 132.4.
Another set of softs.
The gap behind is now 0.8.
Just to see how Danilo gets on them hards as everyone else is then on pressure stuff.
Yeah, go left. I'm too scared to go full speed in those corners. I've
Box
got
in
rear
to
wing down and I have no
170
idea what it's
meters.
going to do if I do.
Box in 5, 4, 3.
I think there's a big gap to come out in.
Box
I
now.
think there's a gap to come out in. I admit I didn't look at it in advance, but trundling down the pit lane, I think there's gap ahead of P10. Yeah, lovely clean air, this is what we want.
Pit exit looks clear.
The tyres like 64, 65, so about a third warm. And we were pushing pretty hard, so we can go flat out to the end now. Usual tentativeness on the outlet. Build the tent back up and then go for it really. Tentative but not too tentative that we get overcut, but it shouldn't do. The warm-up doesn't seem as bad as it does at some other tracks. 32.8 degree track temperature probably playing a factor in that.
The track temperature is falling. It's now 32 Celsius.
These races are going to be fantastic when rain isn't in these cars, just to have that extra strategy. This is already the best format for these cars. I don't really... The participation's so low in sort of the weekly events. You've got a fixed race which is just a sort of 25% sprint race, no pit stops, you don't have any strategy.
The car in front is pitting.
And then because of the way the pit setup works, you don't have any battery tactics. It is, yeah, it's pretty dull. The open races aren't too bad, but again, the larger just the one stop, medium stop, halfway. You get this, you get some different strategies, you get the battery. In the open series at least. But just having the tyre offset is a big win in this. So Angel's pit is a second and a half back. Hopefully we can stretch that up to 2 as I can utilise the tyres.
The gap behind is now 1.4.
Not sure if that's too optimistic, give it a go. I think I was particularly over tentative. I'd rather do that than be face first in the wall. That's been just what we needed for the safety rating. 38 laps in them about, almost no matter what happens between now and the end of the race. I am still going to have my A license. It's going to be how much of a buffer we have. Now about defending P7. I'm hoping isn't going to be too difficult really. It may be a bit quick on the first couple of laps. But I think I've shown I've got the race pace.
Sector 1 is 0.5 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.3 off the pace. You're 2/10 off the pace in Sector 3.
I'm going to have to replace these guys. So yeah, you'll probably get past me. Just please don't hit me while you do it.
Push this lap. I'm going to in P3 though, I'm honest. Definitely going to lose the ball. 8 seconds to Amos, which is expected also lose. 19 to Tom. 14 laps. And I think Tom will get him as well, but interesting to follow. Tom doesn't have too much margin for error, but I would expect him to be able to lap him 2 seconds quicker. 34.6 at Danilo's last lap. Anyone on the soft is now going to be 30. Car behind is just going to scrape into my DRS, I believe. Get 32, he's just put in a 31.
Car behind has just done a
Car behind's done a
131.5.
31.5. Already had any lap updates on the leaders actually. Dare say they've probably got to be not much quicker than 31.5. Fairness to 80 boy behind. So Roland P13 did indeed go soft after his half. He's got some decent pace as well. He just pumped in had pumped in a 31.8, just followed it up with a 34.4. Not sure if he had to overtake that lap. Angel, you got some pace this time. You might be quick at the start of the stint. Catching up to 2 lap cars, one is just stopped, and then Travis again.
Your lap times are improving. This is exactly what we need. That lap time was 131.8.
Hopefully his tyres will struggle a bit, sipping my dirty air. It's not open the door to him, he's going to get past, fair enough, he's got to earn it. Aaron Parker's best lap, 31.9, race leader. The race leader did all race, I'm sure he probably did a bit more time management there. Still, 31.5 from Angel behind was with my DRS as well, so not 31.7 that they needed. Just under 6/10. Probably going to be too far back to make a move, and it is. Pretty much right on the limit of where you need the gap to be. Another lap for him to follow me through the S's. Oh, my line fault. Too much curve, always run out and run wide there though. Arrowhead may have a little damage, I think I've heard him say over the mine. So it was just his tyres he was moaning about. But I sworn I heard something about damage.
P7, just ignore him, he'll go away.
It's got to be a bit braver getting on the throttle, but if the car will stick, especially at the early stages of these tyres. That's about 31.6. I tell you what, me and Angel, we're on the pace. I did say we were going to grow into this race. said it was going to be a race leading pace. Might get a smidge of a slipstream. It's semi-defensive here. Oh, he's gone for it.
Right side's clear.
Clear on the right.
Well, I'm going to assume that was lag.
Don't panic, we'll get him back.
You've got some damage.
Oh,
Let's
he's
get that
ruined
fixed.
me. He's ruined me. Should have just let him go. Definitely seem like there's a connection
Stewards
issue.
have called us into the pits for repairs.
Doesn't feel dreadful, but we're going to have to pit. But may get back out on track to recover a bit of iRacing.
The gap in front has increased. It's now about 2.3 seconds.
Bit of impatience by him, I think. Didn't feel the need to fully defend it.
The guy behind's catching. The gap's now 10 seconds.
He obviously didn't fancy sit behind for another lap. Yeah, so we're gonna... P13 is the last car on the lead lap. We're gonna definitely get behind him. It's just gonna be what repairs it is. Oh, it's such a strong race. P7 would have been a fantastic result.
What's your speed limit in the pits? Pit lane speed limit is 80 kilometers per hour. Box in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Box now.
Right here.
Oh, we're done. What? Car was drivable. Is it the rear wing? No. What? Some sort of suspension damage, presumably. Let's have a look then. Can't have baked him. Oh, it's enormous netcode. Look at that. Wow. Can't even really blame him for that. How on earth is there contact from there? Obviously, we did see him on when it was happening live. His car was kind of where the contact was, and then it took a shoot over. But that is, what can you do about that? I've left heaps of room. It looks obviously broken, but obviously the car is just bust. Oh, it's drivable as well. Oh, that is brutal. So we know P14 and P15 is still running. I think I still see P16. Oh, Travis is still running 5 laps down. That's exactly why when you're in Travis's position you keep circulating for when people have accidents later on. So I think I'm going to end up P17. Which is probably going to be another 80 to 90 hits on the iRacing. Oh, what a shame. That was going really well. Really, really well. So the pace. 31.7. Even before the accident. 32.3, 32.0 I can just see behind the overlay. And Darren and Luke are doing 32.7s. Me and Angel just come alive in that second stint. Well, second stint on the soft. We weren't going to get any higher than P7 we were battling for, but... Oh, how rubbish. Gutted about that. Oh no, don't... There we go. There might be a few of these then. Oh, this is what potentially happened to Travis. Oh no, this is just him going wide. I think actually he was the car ahead, directly ahead of me. Let's start that race. Oh, someone's gone off. Patrick, his race lasted all of one corner. It's just wiggled out wide. this the guy that just drops it on the exit? Yeah, that's it again, that was directly ahead of me. Thankfully he stayed out of the way, no one's going to collect him. Romold, who is out the road, oh he's just cleaned on into the back of the car, that's silly. No, with the blink, isn't it? He's just dropped, oh he's going to get clouted, isn't he? Yeah. This was the end of lap 1, so presumably he got told he's got too much damage with the right rear suspension. Doesn't take a lot in these cars. Yeah, you can see it. Gabriel, who I think is still circulating. No, actually he's still sitting in the pits because his relative's not to me going down. If he doesn't get back out in trouble. Might see if he is out the race. This is when Tom's going, netcode related again. No, he definitely wasn't leaving quite as much space as I did, but yeah, that's the netcode. Not sure what server we're on here. Dare say there might be a couple more of them. This presumably is where Travis has his legitimate death. No, just to run wide. It's got to be a blink. And it is Travis again. Just having a blink. Travis with the S's. Blink. Gabriel, we're going to run wide. Got away with it. Hasn't been a loading sergeant. Travis again. Going to predict it's a blink. Oh, this when Rudy drops it. It's too much on the curve, yeah. Just then let the 3 cars by. He had just taken the P... was he cruising the P7 position at that point? He's now P9. Got an outside chance of P8, I'd say. He's 8.5 seconds behind Verstappen on full lap hold. And Gabriel again. Is it going to be another run wide? Not this time. Not sure what this one is then. Oh, he run wide here. Picked it up very early. Travis, blink or spin? Blink. Yeah, so you can see the kind of connection issues that are going on. David's gonna get... No, he's not got clouted. Not really anything happening. Oh, just paid too much bottle into the wall you go. Wilco. Not sure what that is. Danilo, yeah, it's got to be a blink. Oh, Danilo's behind Angel. Oh, Danilo's pitted, so he's bailed on his 2-stop. He's just gone for a very aggressive late stint on the stop. He's now 2.6 behind Angel, and he's just bumped in a 31.3, so it's going to be P6 with Danilo. I guess if he found it, thought he was going to end up there anyway. May as well just have some fun and go fastest lap. Incident seems to have dried up now. This is Angel pinching me down. We haven't had any actual incidents. Have we broken the replay? Are they all just blinks or minor off track? Danilo in the pits. How is this an incident? Tom. Okay, like I said, to skip forward quite a few. Oh, there we go. We have a genuine incident. Too much curb on the inside, round you go. Kept out the barrier. Oh no, he's rolled it into the barrier actually. So that was the damage I picked up on there. He was to replace the rear wing. Me going into the pits as an incident for some reason. Oh, that was my over slow down to make sure I wasn't doing the speeding. Okay, we've got to get forward past quite a few now. We know David Gonzalez, I think that was his name, he had an issue at some point. Oh, number 2. Much barge your way through. That was reckless. Oh, it's where Adrian dies, is it? Oh, it's Death Curb. Yeah, it's Death Curb. Just watch that back again. Yeah, soon you can, if you've got a tyre on it, okay, once you start straddling it like that, you bottom out, and then, yeah, you either get spat to the left or the right. This chap going to spin up the exit, straight into the barrier, that's a race ender. Mustafa, a little bit of an off track. Still haven't seen what Gabriel, or just Gabriel then exit? Oh no, 'cause he only exited a lap before me actually. Win for Rudy, just like Volko did. Nudge it into the wall, no harm done. This could be the incident. So this was lap 40. So you're going to do what Adrian did. Going to be too far wide. No? He hasn't died yet. This is where I die. Oh, it's ridiculous looking back, isn't it? Can't blame him. This is Gabriel. What's he done? Spin it. Yeah. Where's the barrier? It's not a race ender. He can get back out if he wants. Don't go forward. Fine reverse. Looks like watching real F1. Oh, he's just toted. He just gave up. It's just Danilo coming in the pits. Ooh, careful boys. Are we going to go side by side through Spoon? Nicely howled around the outside. Not sure if he was the attacker or the defender there, but job well done. That's it. So, it's going to ride on board with. I suspect there's going to be an overtake any moment now. Oh, they touched? Or has he just dropped it? Just dropped it. Oh, the pressure. Angel, what's going on? He lost just the one position? Yeah, he had sufficient gap. Mustafa 6.7 back. Not really much more to see then. But Darren with a comfortable 10-second lead now over Luke. Amos only 4.5 seconds off Paul, but they're lapping pretty identically, so there's not really any change there. Danilo's not got enough laps to get up to Tom, only 3 to go. Any battles? Can't really see the gaps with that mark, is that well? Travis? Yeah, Travis has pushed me down then. 3:16 for me, which looks like it's going to be
Thank you, mate.
55 iRacing loss. Not as bad as I suspected it was going to be actually. Yeah, these are all the retirements. Why did David retire? I heard him mouthing off. I didn't actually see what happened to him. Presumably it's going to be on the 25th lap. Did he do the Adrian? Well, I don't think he could have done because it didn't flash up on the incidents. Unless I've forgotten already, but I don't remember seeing David's name on the incidents. Oh, did we not follow it enough? Are these the two that go side by side into Spoon? No, not quite. Or do they? No? No, is there a part 2 then? He doesn't make the finish line, I know that much. I suspect he's going to get mullered into the chicane, is he? Oh, it's the number 2 again. Oh no, is this the one where the two spun the car on the exit of the chicane? I didn't recognise the car. Yeah, this is the one we did see that it's just clouted him left rear and Left rear, left front, another one in the left rear for good measure. And he's turning, but that car's not moving anywhere, is it? One hit, two hit, another hit. He's got the steering wheel pointing right, but the car doesn't want to go right. Let's see Darren take the final lap. Take the flag on the final lap, rather. That marker bar, and that's not Luke. 11.5 second margin of victory, looks like it's going to be. Largely comfortable drive. Looks like he made the soft medium work. He scampered away at the start, and when it came to taking his pit stops, a little out of sync from the majority of the field. He didn't have much traffic to deal with. Didn't really give Luke a chance. Great pace from Darren. He wins the GP Tour. Luke comes across P2. And it'll be Paul just ahead of Amos for P3. There's your podium. 2 of the 3 names that I called out pre-race as were particularly quick.
Well done, Darren. Great drive, mate. Too good.
Yeah, what wouldn't have helped the connection is I was just about to say, I know Luke is Australian.
Well, race, everyone. Yeah, GG's, well done.
A couple of connections.
Way less people retired than I expected, so
3
good job on
people
that as
from
well.
Australia area, a couple of Asian.
Would have been nice for some freebies, but yeah.
Bit of everywhere actually, yeah, you've got European, I've got American names in there, so we're kind of all covered across the world.
Good shot, everyone. Well done.
It doesn't tell you this, I would do, so we run the US server actually, just see it below mine, okay, below. No. Yeah, we're on the Boston.
10 positions gained.
US Boston server. Let's watch our one more time, maybe from Angel's perspective. Just ridiculous, isn't it? Not for him, not on him, just the nature of the accident.
Great job from 10th on the grid, Paul. Well done, man.
Just the one? Yeah, I was hoping I was getting DRS from the car ahead. Sorry, some slipstream, but I also wasn't expecting him to make a move, so I thought he was going to give it another lap. But the move was on, don't get me wrong, and he kept it tight, he did everything he needed to do. It was just, look at what point's the contact made? There. I mean, you know. You got probably 3/4 of the car's width in between us, and it's still not enough. Bang goes my right front, suspension damage. Like see, yeah, so obviously on my screen, and obviously I'm in the gravel, and then I saw him on the grass where he came across. You can see, like, it's dragged the grass code where he wasn't actually, but where I saw him. That's spitting off out of his car, because iRacing's had him over here. Where was Angel? Oh, see, no, he's Iberia, that's like Spain and Portugal, isn't it? So I wonder if he was like the other side of the world. I guess we were both the other side of the world for the server. Right then. Priority 1 was the safety rating, and we know we've defended that, and even with the accident, yeah, like 0.88. If we'd have finished
someone just crashed on the last lap.
If
they'd done that 2 laps earlier, we would have gone them too.
Excuse me, I'm trying to talk here. If we'd have got to the end of the race, we would have got over 2, so we did nearly get a whole high rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, look how clean the leaders were. 0, 1, 1, 0. Danilo only had the 1. 14 extra Angel. 4 of those were the netcode and me. It was my only incident. I was also in the 0. Yeah, lots of safety rating to be gained in these kind of events. Got old Romuald, he had 13 incidents, he only lost 1 single point for safety rating. 55 loss on the I rating, down to 3850, they were about nearly 400 down on what we were yesterday evening. Just funnily enough, I thought it was going to be the sports car that dropped down, but just jumping into cars not familiar with, especially the rain. I'm normally not too bad jumping into like cars I don't lap in much and doing a competent job. I think I've now got to be aware that you don't quite have that same luxury with the rain. You've really got to understand the car, the lines. Still not doing a huge amount of wet running on this game, so I might have to be a bit more restrained when it comes to wanting to mix it up a bit. We'll still try, but maybe we'll just do the one or two where I think with the F1600, I think we ended up doing 4 races yesterday and they were all dreadful. But yeah, we came in, are we going to lose the A licence? We haven't. We've actually given ourselves an enormous buffer. One more good race somewhere. It may even be that I jump in one of the sprint races for the Formula A, which will just be like a 10, 11 lap race. Because all I need is 0.07, which will actually take me up to 2.4, 2.5 region. So something open wheel where I can be fairly clean. I don't think I'm going to do IndyCar at Sonoma. It's not a track I enjoy. Again, jumping into the IndyCar after the F1 isn't perfect. It's quite troublesome. We'll have a look anyway. We'll be doing some more races later. Probably do another TCR, and then we may even do a Super Formula. That's around Montreal. The issue with the Formula A is the races really struggle to go live. If we just have a quick look, we find this. Yeah, so the 50% race is 27 laps. So that must be 14 laps for the fixed, but look, we had one race at 4 PM on a Wednesday. And bear in mind, the minimum you need to go live is 6. And even prime time Friday evening, a race didn't go official. Part of that will be a clash because the open setup series of the tour that we've just done, that runs on the Friday and the Sunday at the evening slot and the morning slot. So there would be a bit of overlap there. But yeah, one race has gone live all week. I suspect the open series has probably had no more than 3. So it just scraped alive last night. Didn't go live on Thursday, scraped on Wednesday, so actually only had 2 that have gone live, which was a shame. Yeah, end of the day, whilst it was a tough finish, not quite what we deserved. P16 in the end. Realistically, I think we had P7 there. I think even if we hadn't have had the netcode names to look back past, based on how the stints have gone, stint 1 and 2, I think I'd have been stronger towards the end of the stint, and I'd have got back past him. Worst case scenario, it's P8. It was a comfortable P8, which from P17 on the grid, and being so unfamiliar with the car again. If we just have a quick look at the lap times, actually, we'll try and wrap it up. Obviously the different compounds, but we're going from sort of 34.9s and 35. Let's do a comparison actually. So we were largely in the 35, should we say, high 34s briefly, but largely in the 35s for the first stint. Then we drop into 32s, 33s on the softs, and then we get on to another fresh set of softs and do 32s, 31s. We know Luke had the same strategy as us. So he was 33s and low 34s, about a second lap quicker on the mediums for the first stint. Then he stops, then he's in 32s, 33s. I can't remember what I said I was in, it was about the same, wasn't it? Yeah, 32s, 33s. And then, yeah, low 32s, high 31s for the final stint. Which again, on par, if not actually marginally quicker, so hopefully that bodes well for the remainder of the season. Granted, this is a track I am familiar with, but as I say, we're coming to the European Tour circuits, which are all the classics that people have been driving. Me personally, driving on Formula 1 games for 15, 20 years, so naturally have that muscle memory advantage that maybe, I don't know, people from other areas of the world maybe aren't quite as familiar with the F1. So get a bit more confident with the car again, and we can. I've had some good races at the Loop before. I think last year at Montreal was one in particular. I was really hunting him down at the end of the race. So yeah, objective was good. We completed our objective anyway. We retained the A license. Let's hope for the next time we increase that buffer even more. Thank you very much.